Jim, Mississippi State's on a hot streak. Once again, you're playing a team with a first-year coach. How difficult is it to always have to prepare for a team that's coached by maybe someone you're not familiar with?
Well, this would be our first time playing them, so they're obviously new to us. But we have a sample size enough film. If they've played a bunch of games, to have a good feel for them. I think where they're unique at is they force a lot of turnovers and they score off of turnovers at a high rate, and their offensive rebounding at a high rate. So they're rebounding, and by way of they scoring on using their defense to cause offense, they do that at a high rate. So I think ball toughness and limiting our turnovers, and then the war on the boards will pose some kind of a challenge for us. But other than that, I don't think that anything else they're going to do is new to us. We have enough film on them that we've watched. So,
Chin, how much of a sense of urgency is there, or a growing sense of urgency with 6 games left, and obviously some work still to do to get into the tournament?
I think that around this time of the year, no matter what the circumstances or the situation you're in, there's a sense of urgency because you're nearing the end, you're nearing the conference tournament, the conference end, and postseason play and all of that stuff is starting to play a factor. So I don't think, other than us playing at a high level with some consistency, that's a sense of urgency on that. And that's part of our preparation. But I think that the elephant in the room is there. We know that the season is coming to an end. We got 6 games left. We got postseason. We got the conference tournament. Then after that, that's in the parking lot. But we got to focus on today and focus on winning the day and kind of not so much worry about that, put pressure on that. As long as we win the day, win our practice today, have a good walkthrough and shoot around and all that and try to prepare for Mississippi State. We can't think about all of that right now. We got to live in the moment.
You know you got great players. They know they're great. What is their mindset like now?
I think our guys' mindset is they have a sense of urgency. I think they know that we got to get ourselves together again right now as we move down the stretch of the season in terms of getting closer to the end. We want to finish strong in the conference. We want to have a good showing in the conference tournament, and then hopefully after that, then the tournament after that will be what it is if we take care of those things step by step. But again, our guys understand. They understand the level of what we're dealing with right now in terms of it's kind of some guys on our team right now have to take on a more heavier load because we're down a few guys. No excuse, next man up. But some guys got to step up a little bit more and carry a heavier load than normal with 2 of our guys supposedly out, maybe in or out. I don't know yet. We haven't practiced, but we'll see how that goes. But some of our guys got to take on a more heavier load.
Who are some of those guys do you think might have to take on a bigger?
The guys that are playing, and then the guys that are on the bench that are now getting more opportunity, because if we're out with those 2 guys, then that means that the Adus, the Reeves, the obviously Damions, the Lance, the Ugo, we have a full roster for a reason, and we believe in it. We believe in our guys. They haven't had their opportunities, but now they're going to get them, and you got to always be ready to answer the call. And then the guys that are playing, Casey's probably got to take on a bigger, heavier role. Oscar, Jacob, and we just got to have some guys step up, and I think they're up for the challenge. And if they do that, we'll be fine.
Obviously, I haven't seen much of Ugonna on the court lately, but where have you seen him grow in practice from when he got here in August, September to now?
He's working hard every day. Enjoy coaching him. Enjoy being around him. He's a beacon of light. Like he's got an infectious personality, and he's very smart. So, as an eyewitness to what's going on, obviously not playing as much, he has a lot of knowledge and a lot of input. So, I talk to him all the time about what he sees, what he thinks, and how is the locker room, and he's got great insight, and he's working his tail off. and he may get an opportunity. And if he gets this opportunity, one thing he's gonna do is he's gonna give you everything he's got. He's gonna give us some collective intelligence because he's a smart kid and he understands the schematics. And so we need that. And he gives us some rim protection. So I know that he's ready. We feel confident that he's ready. It's just waiting on that opportunity, and I think he'll be ready if he gets it.
He obviously came in with kind of a long-term outlook on it. Some people thought he might even redshirt this season. Where do you see, from what you've seen, where do you see him kind of extrapolated over 2 years, 3 years down the road?
He's going to be a big-time player. He's going to be one of those guys. He's going to be one of those ones that they've had here before, 7-footer that can run, block, shot, shoot. He's going to be one of those players. And because his spirit is right, and he's got a great spirit, so success is waiting for him because of the person. He's the right kind of person that success follows those kind of people.
Chin, you're always one of the more animated people on the bench. After the Georgia game, it was brought up that maybe there was a lack of passion of some of the players on the bench. Cal said that he would address that, look into it. What was that? Something of concern? Was that something that was addressed?
Well, when you're on the road, you got to create your own energy. And so you want to have your bench really, really, really over excited and over into the game, give it energy, And if our bench was not, I don't know if it was, because I know that when I look towards the bench and look to the guys towards the bench, they gave energy. So I don't know if it was lacking, and if it was, then we got to do a better job. And I think that that has been addressed, and we'll be better. I don't think that's anything concerning. We'll be better.
When you have guys out that you know is going to be out, how difficult is game plan of putting combinations on the floor where you have the right combination where you're going to get defensive output and scoring output at the same time?
It poses a challenge because guys that you're counting on and if you've counted on are not there. So you got to kind of collectively fill those voids, and it is a challenge. But again, we believe in our guys. We believe in our locker room. I think we'll do a better job at filling those voids for those guys, because now it's like, you get used to it after 1 or 2 games. And so now we know what we have, and we know how we want to scheme, or we know how we want to plan for that game, knowing that they may or may not play. And so I think that we get more comfortable with it as long as they're out. And so I think Coach is kind of putting together a game plan based off of what he knows in terms of who's going to be available, which we don't know yet. I mean, we haven't had practice yet.
What have you seen in the past few weeks with Damion Collins just having a spark off the bench?
Damion has handled it well, and it's difficult. Some of these guys got a hard job, man, and having DNPs for several games and then being ready and available when your number is called is difficult. That's not an easy thing. That's some of the hardest jobs in this business, whether you're a professional or in college. It's a hard job. And so give a lot of credit to Damion, who's kept the right spirit, because your mind's got to be right in order for your game to be right. You can't impact the game unless you have a good mindset. And so for him to come in a few games that he's been able to play in and give us some positives has been huge. And I think that Damion has been really, really good spirits, really good with understanding that, he's had some setbacks and dealing with his personal issues. And, if he was to get the opportunity to play, that he was going to try to give us what he can. And he's done a good job of that.
Cal talked last night about some of the teams that have had success against you guys playing with nothing to lose. And so you guys need to kind of start playing with like you have nothing to lose. What does that mean to you? And has he said that in private too?
Yeah, you probably got to ask Coach Cal more in depth of what he means in that. But I think that if I was to speak on that, I think his refuse to lose, that he's always had that, even when he was at UMass and some other different places in Memphis. And I think that that's where it kind of comes from, the mentality of refusing to lose. And I think that that's what that comes from. But you would have to ask Cal more in depth.
Jim, for the past 2 games, Cal has lamented playing guys too much. First it was Oscar, and then I think the last game was Antonio. As an assistant coach, what is your role in maybe helping him out in terms of determining minutes on the court?
I don't know because it's tough. We're without 2 guys that both probably played 25 plus minutes a game. And so right now, currently, some guys, they have to probably play a little bit more than normal. And so we may have to, find different ways to get those guys out. And I'm sure Cal will figure that out, but it's tough right now. Guys got to play a little bit more because we're up to this point been down 2 guys. So.
Coach, it looks like from a naked eye that teams are trying to get physical with you, and that bothers your guys a little bit. How do you coach and practice that? Do you try to overcome that with your athleticism, or do you have to be physical back?
We got to be ball tough. I don't think that it's teams that are trying to necessarily be physical with us per se, just Kentucky. I think that a lot of teams play physical, and I think that that's how they play. I don't think it's necessary that they're just trying to be more physical with us. I think that that's the discipline of their team and how they play. And we understand that those particular teams that play a little bit more physical and try to take you out of stuff, try to deny and make your catches tough and so on and so forth. So we got to be more ball toughness and in those particular games. But I think that that's just the game. I don't think that that's anything someone specifically trying to do to us. I don't think that.
Don't take this the wrong way. We love hearing you talk. Before you got here, Coach Cal pretty much did all of these pre-game pressers. What are your thoughts on having the assistant coaches come out and doing these?
I'm appreciative of it to get an opportunity, but I just do what I'm told. Like I'm a soldier, so I soldier up. I work for Coach Calipari, and when Deb tells me to come and talk with you guys, I'm a soldier, so I just do what I'm told.
One other thing, a couple of games ago, I think it was Tom Park brought up this really bizarre topic on Oscar and this premonition before the St. Peter's game. Are you able to shed any more light on that? Because I know a lot of us haven't heard anything about that.
Well, I don't know if you know it or not. I don't have Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. I don't have any of it. So when you talk about stuff that people write or say, I don't hear any of it. I don't read any of it. Like literally, I don't hear any of anything you guys write. I don't even see this video. Like this is going to be played somewhere, and I won't even get a chance to see it. Like I never see anything media related. I'm just not that kind of guy. So I can't speak to something that was wrote or written in the media. I can't speak to that.
Yeah, there was a story that Oscar had a premonition that something very bad was going to happen before the first round of the NCAA tournament last year. And it was just such a really bizarre story, and it was broadcast all over ESPN. And so I just didn't know if there was anything else that went on.
not that I know of. And I'm sure if he has another premonition that Deb would know something about it. But I'm the worst at that. My head is down to the grindstone, boss. I don't know anything about any of that stuff.
Jim, this is where you tell him you should ask Oscar about it.
Yeah, you should probably ask Oscar. Yeah.